and welcome to the Guest Experience Benchmark webinar. Um, let's introduce ourselves first. My name is Bruno Saragat. I have been working with CG Review Pro for the past 4 years, and I have been working in the hotel industry for the past 10 years. I have been working as CRM manager and revenue manager. And over to you, Ivo. Hello, welcome.
Yes. Hello, everybody. I'm Ivo, the new sales manager for the DACH region at Review Pro. I've worked in sales and quality management in the hospitality industries before I joined Shiji for Review Pro myself for years. So I know the challenge very good and how the right tools can help. So excited to share some insights with you today. Bruno, let's get started.
Ah, thank you, Ivo. Let's get started. Yes, definitely. So we're going to go through the report that we recently released, and the first thing that we want to mention is what is based on. It is based on our proprietary algorithm, the Global Review Index, or GRI, which captures review scores from more than 100 review sources, and of course, it allows us to benchmark and evaluate and assess the guest satisfaction both worldwide, at worldwide level, and of course at regional level. Indeed, the guest satisfaction level has a huge impact on everything, and of course also on ADR, occupancy, and RevPAR. So as soon as when we see the GRI growing, we also know there is a direct correlation with ADR, occupancy, and RevPAR. Let's delve into the data first. Our data set this time includes more than 11,000 hotels. Therefore, for this report, we analyze almost 40 million reviews and more than 80 million mentions. And there are two major trends that we want to mention this time. The first one is that we see a rise in GRI, so a rise in guest satisfaction over the course of the past 3 years. In 2024, it kept growing, although at a slower pace. We will mention that a bit later on. And we see something that was, in a way, unexpected, considering that the tourist arrival worldwide grew 11%, but we saw a drop in the review volume generated by these tourists and other guests. Um, the thing that is interesting to mention first, there is a divergence in terms of growth for the 3-star that are growing more and the 4-star compared to the 5-star that you can see already in the chart are in a way slowing down their growth and reaching a sort of ceiling, let's say that. But the most important thing now is to focus on the GRI.
Yes, but Bruno, what are with the pre-COVID figures?
Yes, it is interesting to notice that during the pre-COVID period, the GRI was in a way having a sort of stable trend, and as you can see, was affected by seasonal events like peak season in Europe and other events like that. Of course, COVID hit very hard, and the GRI kept kind of dropping up until August of 2022. In the chart, it is clear there is a trend reversal starting in September of 2022 that kind of pushed up the GRI up to its new record that was set in June of 2024, 86.5, that in a way was higher than 86.4 that we recorded in September of 2019. But the other thing that you can see quite clearly is that the growth has been slowing down, and also the huge slump towards peak season, like the European peak season, and it stopped growing as quick as it was growing in 2023, for instance. There is another, we have seen the same positive trend all across the different departments. Score, of course, and for the first time in the guest experience benchmark report, we are able to have longitudinal data, so to show the evolution of the most important department scores. And here you can clearly see that besides value, but for value, all the other indexes, service, cleanliness, room, and to a lesser degree, food and beverage, are kept growing, I mean, kept growing in 2024 compared to 2023 and 2022. Value, as you can see, kind of ground to a halt because it is a fairly complex index to measure, and it has been affected by multiple variables, like of course rates, like of course occupancy level, and given that there were a huge increase in tourist arrivals, surely this has been affected the overall perception of quality and of how much money they were paying for what they were getting during the stay in the hotel.
Yeah, but in the report is shown that there
Mm.
are regional differences. Can you tell us
Yeah,
more about it?
definitely. Definitely, yes. And one of the most striking differences is the what we can see between Europe and Asia. For instance, like Europe and Asia are the two most important markets, and I frame in red the difference between the trend evolution for the 5 stars. You can see in Europe, Ivo, quite clearly, in a way, the growth stop, or
Yeah,
there is some sort of the beginning of a trend reversal.
yeah.
Uh,
Don't surprise me. It don't surprise me because when I see it from my country, from a German side, because I'm based in
mhm.
Berlin, the best review you can ever get for value for money from a German client or from a German customer
Definitely.
is 4 out of 5. And he said, "Hey, everything was great. So when you want to reach 5 out of 5, you have to give him the night complimentary."
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and yes, yes, indeed. I mean, like the European, while the 4 star and the 3 star kept growing, and with some exceptions, the Asia Pacific market is still the best performing market in the world because of what you can see in this chart. All the three categories have been growing and are growing significantly. The only indicator, the only trend that has been kind of happening at the same level across all the different regions is the slowing down of the growth of value. Like it is quite clear also in Asia that this is happening, and are ground to a halt quite strikingly in Asia as well.
Yes.
Um, Also, we see this positive trend in other metrics that we analyze. As I told you at the beginning, we analyze more than 80 million mentions, and this has given us a fairly good understanding of what is the performance in terms of positive to negative ratio by source. Historically, Booking.com has been generating far more negative reviews than all the other sources. And as you can see that from 2022 to 2024, we have a clear positive trend. So the positive to negative ratio is improving. The only source in 2024 who performed worse is Google. We'll see the reason a bit later on. But for all the others, you can see that the trend is clear and the trend is positive. There are sources like Ctrip and Trip that, given the relation with the Chinese language, of course, has a fairly higher amount of positive mentions that have generated a far higher amount of positive mentions. But this is something that has to do with probably a cultural inputs, given that if we move over to the semantic analysis by language, you see the same trend. So Chinese usually generates a positive to negative ratio, fairly high positive to negative ratio. And here again, besides Portuguese, in 2024, all the languages have been generating a bit more positive mentions than in 2023. So the trend is clear, though probably with this 5 star, we are seeing some sort of beginning of a slowdown that will probably affect in 2025, maybe the other star categories. There is another thing that we want to show you, Ivo and I, and it is the fact that we can delve into the data even more. And given that we can combine semantic analysis and GRI, we can see the correlation between the most impactful categories in terms of the ability of pulling down the GRI or pulling the GRI up, and if we compare different regions, we see striking differences. As I told you, Asia is the best performing market in the world, and you can clearly see why, because though there are kind of negative categories, there are issues that are affecting, these issues are far less impactful than what is the same issue in Europe, like room, that is pulling the GRI down potentially by 2.2 points, or in North America, even more. So we can say that the North American market has room for improvement, because compared to Asia, there is a far bigger impact of the same issues that are perceived very differently.
Bruno, when we talk about North America, do we have any South American data?
Yes, the South America is, I would say, in between. It's far closer to Europe, though I don't have the data here in the slides. It's far closer to Europe to what it would be if we were comparing North America and South America. So South America is performing in this case for when we analyze the semantic. It is performing better than the North American market in this case.
Yes, sounds good.
The other thing that we said, Ivo, is that we recorded a negative trend in terms of review volume. Okay, so I told you there is a drop in the overall review volume that has been generated in 2024 over 2023. And the major reasons are that the sources like the biggest sources like Booking.com, Google, and TripAdvisor have been kind of dropping in terms of review volume compared to 2023. The other important thing to mention is the smallest sources are losing volume, probably because they feel the squeeze of the growth in review volume from Expedia, Hotels.com, and Agoda. There are different reasons as to why Booking.com has been losing review volume. Probably they executed the strategy post-COVID in a brilliant way, and they were able in 2022 to reach 50% of the worldwide review volume market. And then we are probably seeing some sort of market rebalancing, Ivo, in this case.
Yeah.
For Google, instead, the main cause is the crackdown on fake reviews. And this is something that has been surely affecting Google more than other sources, given the ease with which you can post a review. And TripAdvisor probably is something in between. So they took part in this crackdown on fake reviews, but surely the impact was far less than what it was for Google.
And also for the hotels in the Europe market, you see when so the hotels more push the direct bookings from their homepage. So most of the hotels, when I look into the regionals here in Germany, they push, okay, when you say we will make your booking and you get 20% off when you don't book at booking.com, because booking.com for Germany says 20% commission. So when we have the Review Pro program from Gigi, so we can also send out for direct booking post-stay service. So we can analyze their data. So what is good, what is wrong, but it won't be affecting your GRI and will be sent it out to OTAs, and the people can't see it online. So that's also very good.
Yeah, definitely.
And now imagine when you just book via booking.com and you have 15 travels this year, and after every travel, booking.com will send you out an email with please rate, please review. You don't, after 3 or 2 times, you don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah. You're right. You're right also. There is another thing that I want to show you, Ivo, is that when we consider this change in the review volume, there have been regional trends, quite different regional trends. The first one is that Latin America has been heavily affected by the crackdown on fake reviews. You can see in the chart that 2023 has been an exceptional year in terms of review volume. The blue shading and the dotted line is indicating the volume of reviews that have been generated month after month in 2023. And you see a huge kind of drop in 2024. As a consequence of that, also, the five-star hotel in Latin America, the only luxury market, who has been underperforming compared to 2023. On the opposite side of the spectrum, we have North America. North America has been benefiting from the huge growth in review volume from Expedia and Hotels.com. And you can see that review volume is following a clear pattern, a clear seasonal pattern, but is growing year after year. And also the GRI is benefiting from this growth in review volume.
Yeah. So we have here Latin America, North America. Do we have also in our benchmark report what we have published the data for Emirates and Middle East?
Yeah, we have. And all in all, what we can say is that the review market share is changing. So compared to 2023, we see that there is a huge impact in the growth of Expedia and Agoda and Hotels.com. So in a way, Booking.com, Google, and TripAdvisor are shrinking. But the regional trends are very different from one region to the other. You, Ivo, mentioned the Middle East market. Middle Eastern market is dominated by three sources: Booking.com, Google, and TripAdvisor. Whilst, for instance, we can compare this to the North American one, which is far more varied. There are more sources, also minor sources have a 3% market share, which is something that is surely benefiting the variety of sources that the prospect or guests can choose to read reviews and to book hotels.
Okay, sounds interesting.
The other thing is that the other important trend that we noticed, as you know, Ivo, is that the average time of response since we started releasing this report has been improving and going down by a lot. Indeed, if we compare Ivo 2022 to 2024, the hotel, irrespective of the star category, have been able to kind of trim more than 2 days. So now they are able to reply to a review, whether it is positive or negative, in something around 4 days.
Yeah, and this is
which
so
is
important.
impressive.
This is so important to answer these reviews. And when I worked as an assistant guest relation manager for minor hotels here in Berlin, I was so happy that I had the Review Pro program because I had 40 to 50 reviews per day,
Definitely.
and I had to answer them. And you have to imagine, I had my desk in the lobby. And I had not my home office. I had my desk in the lobby. So I wanted to answer the reviews, and then the guests are coming. Of course, I had to focus on the guests, but I also had to answer the reviews because my general manager just said, "Okay, every management response under 90% is not acceptable." And with Review Pro, and now with the new AI responses for 50 minutes, just imagine 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Absolutely. And this surely enables the operatives to be able to cater to the guest needs in a far better way, because the issue of having to take care of sometimes many reviews a day has been taken over by an automated system that surely is helping
Yeah.
to do both in a better way. There is another important thing, Ivo, to mention, that this impressive result has been achieved notwithstanding the fact that they are replying to more reviews than ever. So if we look at 2022, the percentage that the 3-star were replying to was below 50%, and now it is around 57%. For the 4-star was 59, now is 68%, and for the 5-star we went from 67 to 73.5%. So the performance is improving in every aspect, which is amazing to see. And here we have as well differences in the regional trends. What we decided to share with you, Ivo and I, is, for instance, the fact that ideally you can imagine that a mature market like Oceania, which includes, of course, Australia, New Zealand, and the Pacific Islands, should have adopted this trend and improve on this trend. And instead, you still see that though there has been a huge improvement, in 2024, Oceania has been able to reply in around 6 days, which was what the rest of the market was doing in 2022. As opposed, a kind of emerging market like the Africa market has been adopting this strategy and performing exceptionally well. You can see clearly that the five-star hotel are able to reply to reviews. And in our sample, Oceania and Africa have pretty much the same amount of reviews that we consider when calculating this trend in just 2.7 days. So the performance for the African market has been exceptional. We need to compliment them on doing such a great job.
But also the three-star hotels in Africa.
Definitely, yes, exactly.
Well,
The
when you
improvement in
look
2024.
over plus 100% more conversion rate in responses reviews, so that's very nice. And it's just due to the
Very
fact
nice.
digital software.
Absolutely, absolutely. And now, a huge addition to the this 2024 yearly report has been the survey data. We never done that in the past, but the clients been asking because they wanted to benchmark themselves against the global and regional trends. So we are happy to say that we can now share also data around not just the conversion rate that we will see in a second, Ivo, but also survey behavior. What do we mean with survey behavior? Um, from the moment that they open the survey invitation and they click on the call to action, they see the survey. There are several interactions that can happen. So a respondent can decide to abandon the survey without even start to responding to that, or they may start responding and then drop off because probably there's something that they don't understand, or there is a question that are redundancies, or the survey feels too long. And so what we are doing here, we are calculating the ability of any survey to be completed and in which time, because time is a vital index in order to understand how successful is a survey in conveying clear information and also asking the information quite clearly without being too long. And as we can see clearly, as the completion time gets longer and longer from the 3-star to the 5-star, the completion rate goes down, which is something that we were expecting and we saw in the data quite clearly.
Yes, of course, in a five-star hotel, you have to ask very more questions than in a three-star hotel. But
Definitely.
this is also nice when I just compared with Review Pro. Yeah, you can make your survey on your own. So when you decide to go with Review Pro, you can make it on your own and have some question like, for example,
Definitely.
how was your arrival experience? And you said, hey, it was everything excellent. So next question will come to the breakfast experience. When you say, hey, just 2 out of 10 stars, it was not that good, then we can open a new question mark where you can say, hey, what was not good? Was it the staff? Was it the waiting time or something? So we can change this time so that's what the customer need and what the customer will say.
Definitely, Ivo. Yes, exactly. It's exactly that. Yes. Um, the other important data that we share in the report, data points that we share in the report, are the conversion funnel. Conversion funnel has primarily to do with data entry and data quality, of course. So now we are witnessing what is that the hotel are able to do from the moment that they deliver or try and deliver a survey invitation. The email bounce has to do again with the quality of the data entry that has been performed, whether it is a front office level or in any other booking office level.
Yeah,
And
that was
then, yeah, please.
that's what I trained my front office team every time. When you see the customer is writing his email address and you can't read it and enters in the PMS system, please ask him to write it in a way you can read it, because this is just the data quality we needed. Because Review Pro has a connection to this PMS system, so everything which is entered forth in the PMS system, Review Pro can't read. So this is a very good topic. And when we have the topic of Booking.com, I guess we all know it from the hospitality industry. You book a room with booking.com, they make a completely new reservation with not your email address, they create their own booking.com guest, I guess, and of course this server will bounce.
Yeah, absolutely. And As you see, Ivo, the next step is the open rate, which has to do with how catchy is the email subject and things
Hmm.
like that, and then the ability to convert this into a survey response, as a survey that has been responded. Sorry, which is a global level at around 14%. Of course, there are strategies to improve that by a lot, and that depends. It is everything is off the back of the data quality again, but there are different strategies. So reinforcing the concept that any feedback is really important for the hotel, whether it is at the check-in level or checkout level, can go a long way into improving this percentage. Something different in terms of percentages is the in-stay survey. As you
Yeah.
know, Ivo, the in-stay survey works in a different way. I don't know if you want to say more about this.
I love the in-stay service because it's so nice because you have the chance that the guest review his stay in your hotel when he is in your hotel. So you can avoid a negative review on the OTAs. So just imagine the guest is in your hotel checking in. Yeah, and just connect with your Wi-Fi. So we can make it like a landing page. You connect with your Wi-Fi and just the in-stay survey open. Hey, please rate your stay. And then the guest says, hey, I need another pillow. Could be because I always sleep with three pillows. I love it. And most of the hotel just has two. So normal way is I will call the reception and the reception is not answering because they are busy. There are a lot of
Mm,
people.
mm,
That's what is the effect of that? I would get angry because nobody takes care of me. But when I have this in-stay survey and make it say, hey, I need another pillow, then just the case and Review Pro will open and directly to the housekeeping department. So that is such a nice thing. Also, I had it in my experience. I guess that hey, my room was dirty. Is dirty. Please clean again. So I can make
yeah,
sure that this room was cleaned again by a housekeeping department, and he was so happy because we know it
yeah,
every time a guest is checking out and just tells later on Google that the shower was not working.
yeah. No,
Even now
I
that
got
he
to
said everything
say,
is fine.
yeah, no, Ivo, I got to say that I agree with you. I love the in-stay survey too.
Hmm.
I mean, I've been a client of Review Pro client for years, and I have to say that it is really effective in capturing any sort of negative feedback, whether it is a small issue or a big issue. And this is why the conversion rate is different from the post-stay survey, but it is not all in all a negative thing. Usually, if I am happy with the stay, so when I receive the survey, I don't feel the need to complete the survey itself. And this 92.2% has to do with the fact that when I have an issue, then I'm using that to improve my stay. And if the operatives are able to cater to the needs, then you can have a you can turn things around with that specific guest.
Yeah, I just thought this was a German thing. So when you say you are not going to complain, then it's a thumb up. Yeah.
Ah, yeah, absolutely. The last data point that we want to share for today is the NPS. So you know that the NPS is a kind of metric that has been used since 2012, I think. So it is a common way of comparing different performance, different hotels, and considering that the industry average for the hotel industry is around 40-45, we can see that in 2024, both the 3, 4, and 5 star have been performing exceptionally well, given that all of them are above average. There are, though, as well as for the GRI, the sensitiveness is high as well as for the GRI. Regional and seasonal trends. Like a global level, of course, peak season, European peak season is impactful, and you can see kind of a dip and then it bounces back. On the opposite side of the world, like down under, you see that Oceania has the same trend but in reverse. So, given that the peak season is during January and August, the NPS is clearly showing that it is a contraction of the perception of quality, and then during shoulder season it goes up again. But of course, like it ties very well with what we have said in terms of GRI and all the other metrics for 2024. Um, then we wanted to give you some major takeaways to wrap things up before we open the floor to questions if there are any. The first thing is that global guest satisfaction, we said Evo, is continuing to rise, though there are differences in terms of star category, because probably the 5-star category is slowing down more than the 3 and the 4-star. Then again, as we said, that ties very well with this point number 2. So the mid-tier hotel are performing very well also in terms of departments, whether it is cleanliness, whether it is food and beverage, whether it is room. So we may expect that to keep growing. The third is the fact that there are faster response time, which is an impressive trend that has been an ongoing trend since the last 3 years. And surely with the adoption of AI-driven tools, like we will see that this trend will keep improving. And the fourth one is that the survey showed that once the survey has been delivered, there is a huge engagement. So anything that the hotel can do, our suggestion is to make sure that they ask the essential questions. So they take into account the time that it takes to complete the survey, as our tools allow our clients to do. That will surely help increase conversion rate at the end of the day. And conversion rate is what you want, because you want to try and get feedback from every guest type of yours, not just leisure, not just families, but every kind of different
Yes,
guest types that you may have.
and you also see what the issues are, and this is the way, or the point I say, this is the quality circle. When you have a good quality,
Definitely.
you can have, you can change higher rates. When you can charge higher rates, then you have a very nice more EBITDA. And that's the sentence I always say: quality is EBITDA. Quality is pure EBITDA.
Definitely, absolutely, absolutely. Yes, yes. I totally agree. A kind of an efficient staff like operatives that are effective can turn things around with pretty much every guest. So absolutely, knowing the issues is the first step of being able to crack them in a effective way.
Yeah.
Ivo, I leave it to you, because there are something important to mention for the upcoming ITB in Berlin.
Yes, it's just 2 weeks. The time is running. So I don't know every one of you who is at the ITB this year from the 4th of March to the 6th of March. We will be attending there at Hall 9, booth 219. And what is the main reason to join the ITB for Shiji? It's our CEO, Kevin King, will announce some very great news. So we have a brand launch there at the 4th of March at 10 a.m. You can attend at our ITB booth. You can join it online. Please register in the link Teresa was posting in the chat. We will happy to see you all there. And when you want to dive a little bit deeper into quality management, or just want to see the Review Pro program, or just drinking way too much coffee with me and my colleagues, Bruno will share also our contact details. Please reach out to us if you have any questions. We will be there. We will answer online. We make online demo appointments, and
Definitely.
happy all to see you there at ITB. And Bruno, the very important thing is, you know it, at the 4th of March, not at 10 a.m., at 5 p.m., we have our legendary booth party.
Okay. No,
Yeah,
this
with
is
some good
this is
drinks and
key.
good
Like,
music. Yes, of
sure,
course. Happy to
sure.
see you there,
All right, all
everybody.
right, all right. I don't know, Ivo, if we have any questions or everything was clear. Do we have any?
Yes, but I see here Sunil is asking a question. CEO celebrities, top don't fill service or GRI, how we achieve the response rate targets. Bruno, do you have an answer for that?
The response rate target, to me, I would say that, again, everything is off the back of the data quality, the data entry. Data entry is key. So being able to put a positive spin on that with everyone that is dealing with this data, guest data, is key in order to maximize the final conversion rate. So putting the target on the number of emails that you are able to capture, the quality of the emails that you're able to capture, usually you should expect to have not more than 5% of mistakes in the email that you're able to capture. So email domain that are wrong, or anything else that is may not work properly. So once you start using these targets in a way, you're giving them a bit of guidance in order to improve on the quality that they have in the data entry in the first place. The second thing, as I said, to me personally, my personal experience, reinforcing the concept, whether a check-in or check-out, that the survey that we send is really important for the hotel because they want to know more. They want to understand whether anything didn't work as expected.
Mhm.
Usually, really goes a long way into making them feel that their feedback will be listened, read, and then surely responded to in order to make sure that no feedback is in a way left without a thank you or we saw your issue or we want to know more about that.
I
And
can, I, yeah, sorry.
no,
Sorry.
go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, it's only also the way that we can also send out the surveys, not via email, also via SMS or WhatsApp. Because for me, it's also I don't read my emails; I just
Absolutely.
answer more on WhatsApp. Yeah, so it could be it's more faster, and also when you see it, when I take the question for celebrities or CEOs, of course they have no time. But for my experience, they don't book themselves; they book via more than a TMC or like a bureau. And so we have a company behind. If we have this data in the PMS system, we can filter it. So in my
Sure.
commercial time in a big hotel chain, it was very useful because the corporate nights, room nights for people in a hotel in South Germany, they dropped down, and we didn't know why. Also, the travel manager from this company didn't know why. With Review Pro, we can filter for the companies and see the reviews which are made. So
Yeah,
let's
yeah,
imagine a CEO says to his secretary, "Oh, that was so bad. It was not good. I will don't go there again." Maybe the secretary will leave a comment there, but when we have the company behind, we can also filter it.
definitely. Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely. Um, is there any other question, Ivo?
Yes, Heidi just asked how we can increase conversion rates in the luxury market, given that people no longer have the time or patience to read and respond to
Ah,
emails. But I said
yeah,
it's also the way with WhatsApp. Yeah.
yeah,
So
absolutely. And then also consider that there are different age brackets, and the attention span goes down dramatically depending on the age bracket. So the younger your average age, the average age of your guests, the shorter you should consider to make your survey and ask only the essential things. All the other things you may demand that to the reviews, and then what you need to proactively know then should be the things that you ask, only the things that you ask in the survey, making sure that you have a survey that is short, below 6 minutes for sure,
yes, of
because
course.
otherwise you're going to suffer like a drop-off rate which is high, not just because the survey is not clear, but mainly because like investing so many minutes is something that the younger generation don't feel the need to do. So yes,
Yeah.
consider your age bucket, consider how important is in terms of revenue stream that you may generate, and then tailor the survey to that sort of age bucket that you really want to
Yeah.
target.
And the nice thing is all you general managers out there or regional operations managers, you know your guests very best. And every survey you want to make with Review Pro, for example, you can create it on your own. If you need our expertise or advice, of course, we are always there.
Definitely, absolutely, absolutely. Any kind of suggestion that you may need, we are there for you. Definitely.
Yes. So do we have any other questions? I know it was a very, very huge information wave. If you have other questions, you can always reach out directly to me. Bruno, can you share our contact details? Yes.
Definitely, yes.
So I'm reachable via LinkedIn, email, WhatsApp. Yeah. And if you want to have an appointment at the ITB or just visit our booth party, just reach out to me and I will coordinate this.
Thank you, Ivo. Thank you, all of you. I hope it was an interesting session, and we shared all the insights that you need in order to understand better what the 2024 entailed and what the 2025 may entail, depending on what we have seen today.
Yeah. Thank you all. It was very nice to meet you and thank you for all the good questions and hope to see you all in Berlin at ITB. I can't wait for it.
All right. See you there then.
Okay. Bye
Bye.
bye.
Bye bye.